enabled for data interfacing. I think it is important that we do not offer any excuses for ourselves to not be on the top of the table. We should literally be ready to face the demands and the challenges which every exporter or importer faces, and we should be able to address it to their convenience. And towards that end, digitization and also electronically enabling ourselves is only going to help our processes to be smoother and more efficient. So that is one destination that you've already reached, and that can be one of the very important factors for enabling better functioning at the land border stations, and also to have real-time data. This is one of those effective ways. It can take away the monotony having to keep in physical records and maintaining them. But these are smaller gains, but the larger gains are that you know what is happening in real time at various points. So thank you for achieving that. Particularly in the densely populated areas such as the northeastern border with Bangladesh, sensitive border areas such as the northeastern border with Myanmar, these are very highly vulnerable areas. So it is important that we keep ourselves alert when we are manning these posts, other than the fact that you're now digitally better off in having had the connectivity. As much as you would want to make sure that smuggling of precious metal or precious metal or dangerous drugs don't come into India, you need to act on every actionable intelligence that you receive when you're talking about the country's cultural rich heritage. We do not want many of our antiques to just be taken away like this, much before even our own citizens recognize them and appreciate them. It is not to say that at any point in time they can be given away, but let me recall that India often exchanges or provides on a lien the Buddhist relics to various friendly nations. We send them as a part of our goodwill building to countries in the Southeast Asia or to Sri Lanka or even to countries like Nepal, which are all bordering in terms of the cultural inheritance that we have. So when we share it, these are very good ways of building bond with the countries, and these are important relationship building tools, other than that they are precious, other than that they are symbols of our culture, other than the fact that they may have been kept in a place of worship and people would have really valued them for being a part of a very precious and pious center. But once they are out of that, they can be misused in several ways, and we can't afford to have misuse of such valuable precious antiques. And therefore, as much as you would want to stop precious metal like gold coming into this country, we should be very clear that our antiques do not go out of this country. So on that, I would think those efforts that customs have taken till now are very praiseworthy. And as soon as you've done the legal processes, you should not wait for too long, but hand it over to those states or to the ASI for safekeeping and also for displaying so that our citizens can see them. In that, during the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, I appreciate the Dharohar Center which has been created in Goa. It stands out as an exemplary place where people physically visiting Goa have the luck to just pop in and see what kind of precious things have been traced back, and you've kept it for people to see it. And also the very building itself is a precious inheritance that we've retained, preserved from the Portuguese days. In this context, I'll also want to add that Honorable Prime Minister makes sure that every time he goes abroad, he does his bit of his homework. His team tells him about the number of stolen antiques which are there in those countries, taken away from our country through various illegal methods and means. And he makes sure that in his bilateral negotiations, he's requesting them to send them back to the country to where they belong, to India. And in the process, in the last 10 years, we've had from various different countries precious coins or antiques, very rare panchaloha vigrahas, and many such things have come back to our country. Now, what you've done today is being careful about not allowing them to go away, even if it means that you're going to be in the last minute called along with the ASI to check the veracity of what is being taken away. These are not immediately appreciated efforts, but every time you do it, you're adding to this country's rich history by making sure that they are not hollowed out. They need to be in this country for us to respect them and to value them. So continue the alert. Final word to CBIC, particularly to the chairman and the board. NASIN has come up very well, thanks to all your efforts. It's a campus which you can be very proud of, and I'm sure all of you all will be called for one or the other things there. When the Honorable Prime Minister inaugurated, we had very limited time, possibly limited space, and with work still ongoing there, not many of you all probably went there to see how it is. I would suggest to the Revenue Secretary to make sure that from different zones, you should have them go by rotation to visit the place, understand what kind of a state-of-the-art training center that you built. World Customs Organization has recognized it. You're going to be possibly the center where all the Southeast Asian countries are going to have their training also. And as a matter of exposure for your own officials, visit in a structured manner so that it doesn't get overcrowded. People are not in the field formations but are visiting on a trip. These have to be carefully balanced out. But I would strongly urge the Revenue Secretary to make sure that everyone in the next 6 months belonging to the customs and GST related services do visit NASIN to get a feel of what the Prime Minister has given for the CBIC and benefit from it. And you can further give ideas on what more can be done to improve upon it. So today has been a very important day. I'm glad I participated in it. You've given me an opportunity to talk to you. So all the very best. You are the guardians of the frontier. Soldiers do it in the frontier for the protection of our land mass, but you people are doing it for protection of the Indian economy. Keep the good work going. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. To conclude today's event, I request Member Customs, Sri Sujit Gurbar sir, to please deliver a vote of thanks.
Namaskar, madam. On behalf of the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, we would like to extend our deep gratitude to the Honorable Union Minister for Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, for launching of the Electronic Data Interchange at 10 land custom stations in the states of Meghalaya, Assam, Mizoram, and Tripura, and the significant occasion of handing over antiquities by the customs to the Archaeological Survey of India. Madam, we are extremely grateful for your guidance and encouragement. We are grateful to the Revenue Secretary, Sri Sanjay Malhotra, and the Chairman, CBIC, Sri Sanjay Kumar Agarwal, for continuous support in our endeavors. We are also grateful to the Director General, Archaeological Survey of India, Sri Yaduvir Singh Rawat, who have graced this occasion, and are grateful to the cooperation by the Ministry of Culture and Archaeological Survey of India in this regard. I also take this opportunity to thank all the officials present in this meeting today, both physically and online, including